Hi, I'm Hallie. I was born and raised in Australia. My family is also quite wealthy. My parents are the owners of a famous fast food chain. Besides, my family's long term business partner is the Jackson family. The two families have made an arrangement for me and Will Jackson to get married since we were kids. He's the same age as me and we're pretty close. Will and I have gone the same school from high school to college. We are very popular at school. But Will is more popular than me. He's famous not only because of his family background, but also because of his good looks. Will's platinum hair, brown eyes, and model-like physique makes many girls fall hard. He has a huge fangirl group at school. Wow! So handsome! Will, please be my boyfriend? Will, the prince of my heart! Just take a look at me once! It's true that girls are blind.
Are you saying that because you're jealous of them?
I don't want to come in. I'm fed up with your face.
God only knows.
An argument between me and Will happens. It's been like this the whole time over the years we've known each other. However, there is one special thing, and that is that Will treats me very well. Will only has eyes for me, so as long as I call him, he will be there. Will, what are you doing? Pick me up.
I'll be done in 20 minutes. I'll be over.
Can you come right now? I need to buy things urgently.
Go outside. I drove straight over.
Of course, other than me, no one else has such a privilege. But it seems that when people have everything, they don't appreciate it, and neither do I. I began to act bored, and when I saw Will, being with him made me uncomfortable.
Hey, this lipstick color is sushi. Do you like it? I'll buy for you. Hey, let's go to have dinner tonight. I just discovered a really good steakhouse. Hey, why don't you answer me?
You talk so much. I don't want to. I don't like anything. The way he cared about me bothered me, and gradually, I realized that I didn't have as much as love for Will as before. As usual, Will still sent his private driver to my house to pick me up at school, and he was waiting in the car. As soon as he saw me, Will greeted me with a warm smile. He looked like a child waiting for his mother to come back from the store. In response, I coldly got into this car and didn't look at Will once. The atmosphere in the car from home to school was very stuffy and tense, and Will seemed to notice something was different with me as well. As soon as the car arrived at school, a few groups of girls were standing around waiting to pick up their prince to get off. Just waiting for that, I moved as fast as a squirrel and disappeared before Will noticed. As I ran, I nervously looked back to see if Will could catch up when I accidentally bumped into someone's head. A stack of books flew. I panicked and quickly bent down to pick it up, apologizing non-stop. Sorry, I'm so careless. Meanwhile, he and I picked up a book together and accidentally touched hands. At this point, I looked up. It was a boy. The sunlight shining through the window on his face brightened his tough skin. His long black hair was tied up. He was deathly handsome. My heart skipped a beat. My stomach felt like there were thousands of butterflies flying around.
Are you okay?
His deep voice woke me up. I just nodded shyly and left quickly. In class, the teacher introduced new students. As soon as he walked in, everyone cheered for his handsomeness, the rugged good looks that only he had.
Hi guys, I'm Leo, a new transfer student. Looking forward to your help.
My eyes lit up. It was him. Unexpectedly, he was the new student, which was in the same class as me. My heart blossomed when the teacher appointed Leo to sit next to me. He also actively asked me to help keep up with the lessons in class.
Hi, we meet again, by chance.
Hi, sorry about earlier. Then I smiled and tilted my head and winked at Leo, making him blush. I guess Leo had already fallen in love, because no one could resist that adorable expression of mine. I couldn't concentrate the whole class that day, so I kept sneaking glances at him. At lunchtime, Will was waiting for me to go to lunch together, but I didn't like it. I made a face and walked over to Leo, invited him to have a private meal with me. Leo, of course, agreed immediately, and just as the two of us were about to leave, Will pulled me aside to have a clear conversation. "What are you doing? Let me go!" Will looked me in the eye, stayed silent, then punched the wall hard. His eyes were red and streaked, then decisively said,
"I'll definitely not give up on you. And our engagement too."
"I think we should stop here." I uncomfortably pulled my hand away, but Will held my hand tightly and refused to let go. Then one hand shoved Will's arm away. I rolled my eyes. A thought flashed through my mind. Who would dare do that to him? They have a lot of guts. I immediately looked over. It was Leo. He stood up to protect me.
Haley said she didn't like it. Don't hurt her, or you have to deal with me.
Will's expression was scary at this moment. He was very angry and grabbed my hand to pull me away, but still did not forget to give Leo a sharp look. Leo asked me, and we sat down to have lunch together. Through our conversation, I discovered that he and I actually had a lot in common. Before leaving, Leo also said,
"If Will bother you again, just tell me."
I realized one thing. Love was not something that could be arranged by our parents, but instead by what we ourselves want. I seemed to have fallen in love with Leo, love at first sight. From that day on, I did not see Will anymore. He did not come to pick me up from school, nor did he follow me like before. I asked the teacher for Will's class, and I knew that he had requested to preserve his academic results and planned to study abroad in France. Naturally, I felt a little ripple in my heart. The feeling of sadness was fleeting, but the feeling of being free was greater. The fact that Will and I had problems with each other, I still hidden from my family. It would be a big deal if they knew. I spent more time with Leo. I liked the feeling of being with him. It was great. Once, in the evening, while I was in my bedroom, I heard a croaking like a frog in the garden below. It's strange. There are frogs in the garden? Curiously, I went to the garden to see. It turned out to be Leo. He was waiting for me. I laughed at his joke. Leo asked me to go to a party at his friend's house, and I agreed. When we got there, we happily danced all night while my emotions overflowed. I couldn't help reaching out and kissing Leo on the cheek. He was surprised for a few seconds, and the next moment, Leo leaned down and gave me a passionate kiss. That was also my first kiss. After that, we officially started dating, but didn't make it public. In the afternoon, Leo and I were walking in the school corridor when we saw the notice board crowded with students. Everyone was talking about the upcoming prom to be held next week, and at the end of the session, the Queen and King will be voted. I was very confident about this prom because every year, Will and I were chosen as the Queen and King of the school. This year, it would definitely be me and Leo. Thinking of that, I got a feeling like an opening flag in my stomach. I glanced at Leo, who just stood silently and stared at the notice. Since the day of the prom announcement, Leo started acting strange. He was no longer warm to me. Leo no longer took the initiative to pick me up from school. We didn't go on as many dates. He always had some excuse to be absent. I felt that he had become really cold and distant from me. As the day of prom approached, I was nervous because I didn't get Leo's invitation to pair up, while half the boys at the school were lining up to invite me to come with them. I began to worry and feel more upset. Did not see Leo go to school. Even texted and called. No answer. I felt like I had been abandoned. But I also worried about what would happen to Leo. I experienced this feeling of being left behind for the first time. I was not willing to just accept it. So I decided to go to Leo's house to see him and ask him what was going on. I was about to leave the house when I heard the familiar croak again. Recognized it was Leo. I happily ran down to the garden to meet him. He stood there, waving at me, my heart relieved that Leo was all right.
My girl, I'll be honored to invite you to dance at the upcoming prom.
I nodded vigorously in agreement and hugged Leo because I had been waiting for his question for so long. The day of the prom came. I prepared everything early and waited for Leo to come over. When we got there, the party has just started. The melodious music played. The couples began to dance romantic dances. Leo and I stood out among the couples. All eyes of admiration were on us. At the end of the dance, I suddenly remembered that I forgot my phone in Leo's car, so I borrowed his key to go to the car to get it. Sitting in the car, I took my phone, and when I was about to leave, my eyes fell on the car's box. Part of the photo was protruding from the lid of the box. I opened the box to tidy up stuff for Leo. Surprisingly, there was a bunch of pictures of me and Will. But it's worth mentioning here that all the photos with my face were crossed out. I angrily took all the photos and had a huge questions to ask Leo. Stepping into the party, bright lights shone directly on me. Everyone stood aside to make way for me. Before I could understand what was going on, a voice sounded on the mic.
Introducing everyone, this is Haley, Queen of Prom every year.
Everyone started whispering loudly. It's Leo! Why was he standing in the podium? What was he going to do?
But this year, you don't deserve that position.
The last sentence hit me like a thunderbolt, and I stood dumbfounded. Everyone started whispering louder. On the big screen, Leo ran pictures of me and him, from our kiss to the slightly revealing ones I'd secretly sent to Leo.
For someone who has already engaged but so easy, think about it. Does she deserve the position of queen?
My body was shaking now. My hands and feet were sweaty. My face was pale, and I didn't know what to do. All eyes were on me, and I staggered in fear. Out of nowhere, a guy ran up to the podium and punched Leo right in the face, causing him to fall and bleed. Everyone shouted in surprise. The big screen also went off. I realized it was Will. Leo sneered. He stood up and pointed straight at Will.
I like you. We have been friends for a long time. But you don't understand how much I like you. Ruining Holly is the only thing I could do.
Will frantically lunged at Leo and punched him a few more times before shouting.
I always considered you a friend, but I didn't expect you to be such a jerk.
Leo just smiled and didn't respond, nor dodge Will's punches. Maybe Leo understood. He did something bad. He was wrong. Wrong from the first moment when he accidentally liked his best friend of the same sex. Then, fortunately, a few people ran up the stairs. Otherwise, Leo's face would have been disfigured. Will took off his jacket and slowly walked over to me. He put it on me and let me back outside and said softly,
Sorry, Leo was my best friend. From the moment you started to get bored of me, I had a premonition. I asked him to test you and didn't think things could go this far. I intend to leave everything behind and start abroad, but I can't forget you.
Everything about tonight came to me so quickly, so brazenly, that I couldn't imagine ever having to endure this pain. It's also partly my fault. Will took me home. I kept silent. I also did not go to school, but stayed at home, buried in my own thoughts. The day I went back to school again, Leo also transferred to another school, and Will went to study abroad. I was no longer in the mood for love, but instead, I wanted focus on self development and studied hard. People also gradually forgot the story about me that year. After graduating from university, I practiced taking over my family business. I had to go to the stores to monitor the work line to be efficient and learn how to operate it smoothly. One day, while at the store, I saw someone who looked like Will standing at the customer table. I curiously approached, and yes, we recognized each other. He has now become successful, no longer as handsome as before. Will took my hand and said,
I've been waiting for this day for a long time. I'm back here to fulfill our betrothal. Hope you accept and give me one more chance.
Tears welled in my eyes, and Will pulled me into a tight hug. I trembled and cried, my feelings bursting because of his warm shoulder. So familiar. Actually, in my heart, I had forgiven him for a long time. I realized that it is not anyone else I want, just Will, my missing piece. I nodded in agreement and smiled happily.